You're watching the Wildcaster postgame. I'm Alec White alongside Justin Spears coming at you from Desert Financial Arena. Or tonight it was really the definition of McHale North because there was a lot of Arizona fans tonight, Justin.
There were.
And they watched what turned into quite the beatdown. It did not look that way early on. Arizona won 91-79. They were up 25 at one point, but in the first 3 minutes they were down 14-1.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there like, oh man. You knew the ASU was going to be pumped up after beating UCLA in triple overtime, but I didn't expect them to come out and show this type of enthusiasm and resilience early on, and they really took it to Arizona.
No, they really did. I mean, ASU, give them credit. I mean, I thought the start that they had, considering the triple overtime win against UCLA, I mean, that drains you. That takes a lot out of you. So I love the energy that ASU brought right off the bat, but then you started to see Arizona become Arizona, and their personnel just completely outclassing ASU. You mentioned that 14-1 start. I mean, after Arizona trailed 16-3, I mean, the Wildcats outscored ASU by 25 points to end the game, and that's also including ASU's little 7-0 run that they had in garbage time to end the game.
They ran the cover play.
So they definitely ran a cover play, but it was just a dominant performance by Arizona, and I think once again the storyline is the front court.
Yep.
Azuolas Tubelis, after having earning Pac-12 Player of the Week honors, he comes out with a double-double and dominates. Christian Coloco, he gets in a foul trouble. Well, no worries. You got a guy like Oumar Ballo who's really come on over the last month, and he dominated off the bench, was very efficient around the basket. And, I mean, there was even one point I turned to you, I was like, I don't think they should put Coloco back in. I think they should allow Oumar Ballo to really ride this thing out. And, Tommy-Lloyd said after the game, it's a weapon to have when you can go 2 7-footers, or you can do a smaller lineup, or you could just do your normal Azuolas at the 4, Oumar or Coloco at the 5. So all in all, great performance by Arizona. And also it was good to see Ben Mathurin get back on the scoring end.
Yeah.
Last game finished in single figures for the first time since non-conference play. He had 18 tonight. So it was a good performance for Arizona.
He took over the game late, and he was doing it in front of Arizona legend Mike Bibby. He was in the house.
And his biceps.
He's still
as
swole, muscular as ever. But it was really, like you said, Arizona, they flashed their muscles really to open the second half.
I like that.
Nice transition there.
I like that.
But, I mean, ASU had a run to close the half to bring it within 4. Arizona was up, I think it was around 8. ASU cut it to 4 right before halftime. And Tommy-Lloyd wasn't really happy with the way that half ended. And then Arizona really opened it up. Coming out of the gate. Kirk Kriisa hit a 3 to start the second half after a really bad first half because, of course, that's how it always works. A player like that bouncing back. And then we saw really the staple vintage Arizona team that has been so enjoyable to watch at times this season, getting out in transition, getting stops, crashing the boards, and just being able to go and play without thinking. I think that sometimes Arizona's fatal flaw is they want to impose their will, but they just think too much, and you could just see that they were just playing effortlessly.
Well, and like Tommy-Lloyd said, now that the jig is up, everybody knows that Arizona's a really good team. You're seeing a lot of what he calls sophisticated defenses being thrown at Arizona. So there's a number of different looks, but Arizona, I mean, they just played free today, and it was that team that we all saw in early December, as Tommy-Lloyd said after the press conference. So, I mean, now, you're 20-2 for if you're Arizona. You're ranked number 4 in the AP top 25. And you have that game against USC that's rescheduled on March 1st, and Arizona's going to be ended. They're playing 6 games in 10 days?
Yeah, to end the season.
So that's going to be a brutal stretch. But for Arizona, they got through this tough 3-day stretch. You beat USC, UCLA. You beat an ASU team that's obviously playing emotional. They want to come out and win one for Bobby Hurley and what could potentially be his last season at the helm. I just think that Arizona, for what was thrown at them, for them to really come out on top and then to punctuate it with a dominant win over their rival, I don't care if ASU is having a down year this year. For them to go out and do what they did tonight, I mean, Arizona, without a doubt, one of the best teams in the college basketball.
Right, because this is ASU's tournament right here. This weekend stretch when you had USC, UCLA, and Arizona at home. This is your big time of the year where you get the big boys of the Pac-12 in your house. And ASU, they did beat UCLA, but USC beat them there at the end, and Arizona obviously going away tonight. But we've talked about the stretch for Arizona, this 3-game stretch, and then having to play 6 games in 10 days at the end. Here's why I'm not necessarily worried about it for Arizona, because we asked Tommy Lloyd, and he's got a good approach to it, I think, at least from a mental standpoint. He said, you've got to approach every day at this point like you've got a game. Like even if you're resting to prepare for a game, and that's how he coaches this team.
And also Pac-12 tournament coming up. You know,
right.
if you want to win that thing, you got to play 3 games in 3 days. So, you know, at this point, it's all about, you know, survival of the fittest. And, you know, Arizona, they got the endurance. We can see them run with the best of them. But how can they maintain that energy in March? That's going to be really interesting. But, you know, it's early February. We still got one more month left of the regular season. But, yeah, all in all, great win for Arizona.
All right, that's going to do it for us here in Tempe. He's Justin Spears. I'm Alec White. We're going to have coverage all week long. Arizona women's hoops here playing ASU women's hoops Friday, and then Sunday is the return trip back in McHale on Super Bowl Sunday. So another rivalry matchup coming up. So we're going to have all that coverage on Tucson.com, the Wildcaster app. It's free. Download it.